Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, yesterday we were talking about December soybean meal down there at 271. You can see the ABCD move right here. It was just like that move right there, folks. And like I mentioned, if you can't do that trade, you can't do any trade because we don't know which ones are going to work and which ones don't. The only thing we can do is control the risk. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you don't lose. That's the real key. Someone called me today and he said, I see a trade that's got about an $80,000 potential. And I said, you're asking the wrong question. And he said, what do you mean? I said, ask how much it's going to cost you to make that prediction come true. And that's what you have to focus on. Not how much money you make, how much money you don't lose. Now, this is acting pretty nicely today because what it's doing in just 2 days, we've also done as this took 5 days to make this swing right here. And we've made this in the second day. You can see it right there. That tells us that that would be the first profit objective on this. And we're probably setting almost exactly at the 382. And nope, we're a little above that. So this is telling you that it probably wants to give you some more money. So I would say stick with it. If we look at this on a smaller time frame, like a 13-minute, you'll see all we did last night, in just looking at this in the overnight markets, this is all we did in soybean. Remember, this was a huge market, folks. This is tofu and dog food and synthetic vegetables and all that stuff. And there was your retracement here. There was your 382. There was your 50%. And away it goes. A little tiny 382 here. Another 382 here. It's on its way, folks. Let's just look at that for kicks and giggles, because when you have strong trending markets, you've got to look at these. And we've got a couple working today. There's your first 382 right there. And then you go up to the next 382. You see it goes right to the 382 again, and then away it goes. So that's what we're watching. It's just something helpful to look at it. Actually, a week from tomorrow, after I do the live trading, I'm going to be joining Tom Hugard in Los Angeles for a seminar. And I haven't seen Tom personally for a couple of years, and so we're going to spend some time together. And it'll be fun. I'll get you feedback on what's going on. But we'll be doing live trading from Los Angeles, California, next Friday, a week from today. So if you get a chance, I hope you can join us. All right, let's get over to the gold market, folks. Here's our gold. There was our high yesterday, all right? We made a new high by $2, and look what happened. Look what happened when that had occurred. Now, there was your early morning low right there. Right, it rallies for an hour, makes a new high, and look what happened. Boy, look, there was your ABCD right here at 16. If you'd had a $10 stop on that, that would have paid big time. Now, looks what we're doing right now. I want to show you two things. There was the 382 of the move right here. Once you broke that 382 right here, that's what set this off. And look where it stopped, folks. Exactly at the 786 of the previous low. Right there, and I'll bet you a nickel to a donut, this was probably 382 of the whole thing. Let's just nope, it's below. There's your 382, but there's your 786 off of that low right there. These numbers are powerful, folks. So let's pay close attention. Now, if this is the top in gold, what you want to be watching for is a 382 retracement of this move. So far, we had a low of 42. We've already rallied. Wow, we already rallied $28. Now, let's clean this out and see if we can get this stuff to work in the gold market. So you go from your high down to your low, and that comes in at 74. 74 is the 382 retracement of this whole move right here. Now, if you believe in you believe that the gold is topping, then there's your place to get. You're only $3 away. So if you sell it at $38.74, your stop has got to be $10, right above the 50%, $37.84. Okay, so that's what you have to do if you want to do that. This trade doesn't work all the time, but folks, when it does, it gives you a lot of potential. Speaking of potential, since we're watching this right now, we're just at 371. If we get to that level and we're risking $10, the profit objective on this, if it works, and it just should hit this money and come back strong, we're risking 10, and your ABCD on this structure would be down in here somewhere. You can see you're down in the basement there where you'd be. Wow. Okay, you're risking $10 to make, $10 to make $100. So if it stops right here, there's where it's going to go. Now remember, we dropped $85 here this morning. Oh, excuse me, $82. Now, if we just get to the 382 here, and then come down to this level, this tells us that the gold market is probably top for a long time. We had some really strong weekly patterns up there, as I recall. I think it was that weekly, or was it the 4 hour? Let's do 4 hour. Yeah, it was the 4 hour at 39.14. The high was 39.22, and then today's high was 39.23. So it was within $8 of the exact high. And there we're coming in right now. The 382 on this little puppy happens to be there at 71. And that's what we're watching here. So that's a potential trade. You don't have to do the big contract. You could do a mini if you like. But there it is right there. And we're only at $2 away. And the odds of that hitting are pretty high. So let's just see if it works. Now, if you like to trade, and a lot of you folks do, let's get over here and take a quick look at some of these things. I want to get over here and show you the Treasury. Let's do natural gas, because this is a really good indication of an ABCD pattern. There it is. There's the ABCD on the daily. It comes up to a 57, and you can see here we've dropped well over $1,300 here in just the last the last hour and a half. So that's another one that works. Now again, the 382, I mean, these patterns don't work all the time. And that's the beauty of it. Because if it worked all the time, everybody would see it. Okay? The thing that you have to do, folks, is you only want to take the winning trades. Okay? And that's what you have to do. And I wish I knew how to do that, but I don't. I have to take them all. And that's a curse or the blessing. It's a blessing, actually, what I'm talking about. So let's move on to the next one right here. Now, one of the things that happened real early this morning was when the market opened, one of my limit minders kicked off, because about 2.5 weeks ago, someone asked us over from Hong Kong to take a look at Alibaba. And so I'm going to bring Alibaba up, because I don't look at this stock. I know it's Jack Ma, and I've met him, and he's a really nice guy, but we're going to do the daily here. I think it's on the weekly chart. Okay, there's the daily. Okay, there's the daily chart right here. The alarm went on the weekly. Okay, there's the weekly, and there it is right there at 90. The high was 92. This was at 90.57. We're now trading at 89. Okay, so we hit it right on the money right there. That's the 50% retracement. Remember, folks, this used to be a $320 stock. It came all the way down to 60. Now it's rallied back to a 50% retracement. So this is Sell City, in my opinion, but we'll have to wait and see if that's going to happen. So stay tuned. And we want to talk about the Hong Kong market. We're going to do some traveling when you come back. So get some peanut butter and jelly and something else that you can drink, and we'll be on the plane. Hang in there.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN. educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, this is the Hang Seng Hang Seng Index in Hong Kong, and I really thought it was going to top at 26,531. As you can see here, we're 1,000 points higher than that right now. And not only that, it's during the holiest time of the Japanese calendar, which is the Autumn Fest. And this is they're closed actually from the 1st until the 6th of October. The problem is the Hong Kong index is still working. I don't think the FXI is, but I'll check that. Hong Kong is just as religious as well. There's not a lot of religion, but they follow the calendar. Well, let's not get off your soapbox, Larry, and get too far into this metaphysical stuff. Anyway, they close it during the Autumn Festival. People travel all over to see their families during that time, even more than they do at any other holiday. Okay, now let's move over here and take a quick look at the FXI, which is the ETF for the Chinese market. Okay, FXI is under IHIEFG. HIJKLMNOP. Here it is right here, FXI. Yeah. There it is right here. Now we're going to take a look at this on the weekly also because it's doing the same type of move. We'll see if it is also. You see, again, this shouldn't be happening, but there it is trading here this week. And that is very, very unusual because I was told that they were closed all week long. And you'll see that I think this is a completed ABCD pattern, but now we're above the 618. In order for this to work, this has got to turn down pretty quick, because this is a big surprise. I don't know why it's that. I'm going to try to find out by tomorrow, but this shocked me today when I looked at this because I didn't think Hong Kong was open nor China, Shanghai. So those are the two that I'm watching to see why they did it. We went past quite a few of the ABCD patterns that we follow. You know that I felt that this was going to be the real key to why these markets were going to come down like they did, but they haven't started to come down at all. The movement today is, virtually nothing. So let's take a look here at one that looks really interesting, folks, if you like ABCD and something that we've been quite bearish on. I sent this out real early this morning. And you'll see that, in fact, the alarms were going off. It woke me up, and that's why I started to look at some of these things that I didn't realize that they were open. Okay, now you can see you've got an ABCD pattern right here coming in at the 61% retracement. This goes up to the ABCD at 117.23. Okay, now this is at 17. Okay, now you have the choice of either doing it at the mathematical number or at the geometry number. This is the geometry number at 23. This is the mathematics number. As Albert Einstein said, mathematics precedes geometry. See, it hits the 50%. Here it hits the 382. So I'm going to go at 117.17. We've taken out the high of yesterday by just a pip here. Oh, no, we're right there right now. We haven't taken out. This is at 117.12. There'll be some stops here. They should move on up to this level here, about 117.17, and then we'll be looking at to go to the downside. But no matter what, you've got to put your stop above that 118.20, 118.01. See, you could easily get that. You've got two numbers right there. Oh, yeah, right. Look at that. Two numbers within 3 pips. Got to change this time. Bear with me, folks. Changing the order. Okay, here's where we are. Because you look at this now, over the last, since the 30th of September, we've got drive 1, we've got drive 2, and we've got drive 3 coming in right here. So all we can do is we mark this as drive 1. There's drive 2. There's drive 3, except that it catches the wrong. Let me try to do it again, but it's so sensitive that they can't do it too much. See, it catches that one in the middle right there, and that's what's wrong. But it is a 3-drive pattern, folks, and you'll do it. If you look at this, you'll see that it's got all the earmarks of a 3-drive pattern. So the number here is at 23. I'd be a seller at 23. We got another one at 26, and your stop's got to be at 801. So you're risking less than $300, and it's got a really good potential because on the last correction, you can see we dropped from 117 all the way down to 116. So you're risking $300 to potentially make, hello operator, $1,000. And that's what it's all about. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you don't lose. All right, we've talked about Alibaba, we talked about the NASDAQ, we talked about the soybean meal and the gold. And the next thing we're going to look at here, well, we've already even talked about the natural gas. So we got that done. We've even talked about the crude oil. So we're almost done for the show here. Let's move on here with the crude oil because someone asked me a question. We're almost, time out, folks. We got a chance here to get filled here in the gold. We're within a heartbeat of this 38.73. Now, looking at this on a shorter time frame, there's not really a good ABCD in here. This swing you can't really count because it's only $6, $7 or $8, so I don't think it's countable. So this will be a really good test to see. And look how this, we're only $2 away now. Okay, so we'll be watching it. Well, you'll hear the ding over, you'll hear the bell go off, and then we'll find out whether it's going to be anything or not. That will be the one that you want to be watching if we do get this. We'll move on and talk about a few other things that people have asked us about. All right, I got to take a little bit extra time when the break comes up because there's something really important historically happening right now, all right? And I would like to share that with you when we come back, but I don't have enough time here on the break. So you'll never guess what people have asked me about today, and that is Tesla. Tesla's had good earnings today, and the market opened and went all the way up to 480 and then had a little bit of a correction. You can see this. See the weekly chart on this right here. There's the weekly Tesla number. Now, would that be any chance of that being an ABCD? It's not because it's not, well, it could be. Let's just check it out. There's your A leg, there's your B leg, there's your C leg, and your D leg comes in here. And, way up here, that would be up around $500. Yeah, 513. But this is what we did so far this morning. Let's go to the daily. Let's look at the weekly first. There's the same thing in the weekly. Okay, let's go down to the daily. You're going to see pretty much the same thing. There was the high we made right here. And now we're going to go down to a 60-minute and see if we can find a 382 once it started to break. And there's nothing here, so let's go to an 8-minute. Maybe we can find one there. Here, the market has a pretty good break right down here, has a little bit of a rally. Let's see if that was the 382 we were looking for. And there it is right there. Okay, then market makes a lower low. You can see it makes a lower low, so you got to recalculate, and you go down from your high down to your low, and there's your 382 again. It measured, the high was 59.5, and the 382 comes in at 460. We're now trading at 444 on our way down. And what do you do if you have another one? There's another one right there. You think I'm going to have to show Tom some of these things next Friday and Saturday where we're doing these things. And then down she comes. Now, we're real major support here now here at this 1.618, folks. What this is, it takes that whole range, multiply it by 1.618, and you can see here for the past almost half hour or so, it's held up at this level. Now, let's do something really super crazy. Let's move over and see if this is a 382 off of something way back here. And it isn't, but we're going to check it two different ways. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back. I'm not going to miss anything. I hope I won't anyway, but we'll get the hourly up. Oh, we got something to look at.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, here's Tesla. There's the ABCD over the last 5 days. It measured the 466.80, and the high was 470.54. Okay, now, folks, we're going to go and take a very long trip back in the old time machine. So bear with me here. This, I believe, is extremely important for historical and trading purposes. Let me get up here to take a quick look. First of all, what we're going to do is get the old stop and P up here. It'll be right there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the weekly chart. And here's where we are on the weekly. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back a long time, back to 2008. Hold on here a second here, and we'll get this over here. You can see I keep this stuff to tell us what we learn from your mistakes and all the other stuff, okay? 2008, and there it is right up here. Okay, here's 2008. I'm going to blow this up here. All right, the reason why this is important, folks, hold on just a second. Right there is when I started for TFNN back in August of 2007. I was in Las Vegas, and the market made a bottom here and went up and made a new high. Do you see that? That was October the 12th, and from there, we went from 155 to 56. We gave up 74% of that whole contract, okay? Now, you can see there we had some moves down, rallies up, moves down, rallies up, bada, bada, bada. But that's it. Historically, October's a pretty tough month. And this one made a high on October the 12th, and that was it. The first move took the market down well over 20%. Okay? Then we had a nice 61% retracement down, and then we had the Big Daddy Rabbit, folks. This was the one that counted, and this is the one we will be watching, because when it hits, it'll be golden. And there's your ABCD coming in just shy of the 61% retracement. There's your ABCD, and from there, bang. Look at this one, folks. This is the home run of home runs. This is the ABCD at the 382. Now, remember, this is a weekly chart, so it's going to take 5-6 weeks. We're going to get these. But we are coming down, and we'll get to something like this down the road. But not in my lifetime. Maybe in yours, but not in mine. Well, I'm saying that with tongue-in-cheek, of course, but that's what we're watching. Got to watch that, because where we are right now, I'll just move. Well, you already know where we are. You can see it again. We're just going to do it because we just did it again. We're going to bring it over here. Only got 8 more years to go, 5 more years, 2 more years. Almost there, almost there. And here's where we are. The only difference is, folks, in 2008, okay, this took the high out by this. Look what this has done. You see that? That's a whole new ball game. And that's why you got to be careful, folks, because when they do turn it, and they will someday, it's not gonna be like 2008. No, sir. You know that the markets go down faster than they go up because fear is a greater emotion than greed. You can actually see fear and smell fear and watch fear in people. You don't see that in greed. Greed is euphoria, and fear is a lot different. It's much more dangerous, because remember what our good friend David White used to say: sell when you want to, not when you have to. And that's the key to what we'll be watching here as we watch this. I said in the video last night, when the NASDAQ hit that number of 25,170, I said, sell the Russell, because that was the weakest of the group, and it dropped, well, hold on, get this up here. It dropped well over 20 points. It's come back pretty good here, but there's where it was when it was trading, and it dropped 20 points. And look, see, on the way back up, you can see nice little ABCDs went right up to a 61% retracement right here. Hold on, we'll try to draw that up for you. And there's what we're watching right there. We missed the 38618 by just a heartbeat. Now, we're going below here. That's going to be important. But let's go to the hourly chart, because this is super, super duper important. I believe it's the hour. Yes, it is. You can see the low that we made. We made a new higher high than we did on the 29th. These moves were exactly equal. You can see that one and that one. That's right out of Andrew Lowe's book, okay? So that's that. Now, we made a low here today, didn't we? Okay, so that's important, because we made a higher high than that, didn't we? Then guess what this number is going to be, folks? I haven't even done it yet, but I'll give you a nickel to a donut. And of course, these donuts are a little fattening and I shouldn't be doing that, but there's your low right here. There's your high right there. And guess what the low of the day is in the Russell, folks? To the exact tick. There it is, right there, 248.96. Now, let's settle up against the old fireside chat here a little bit, and I will make a little prediction. If we take out this low, we're 12 points from it right now, but if we take out this low at 248 today, the whole trend has changed and we're heading south. So watch this number here. We get below 248, we are going downtown. That's what it looks like, and that's how you determine the trend. This is exactly like the gold, folks. Remember, had the new higher high in the gold? Look what happened when if we break the 382. That's exactly what happened in the gold market. I pointed that out to you just a little while when we were looking at the hourly. I believe it was 13-minute watch. Yeah, because watch that 13-minute. See, when we took out that 382, that would be like doing that in the Russell would be doing the same thing. You'd be breaking a 382 after having a good rally, and that's it. We didn't get filled here in the gold, folks. It missed it by $1.50. So, well, I still keep the order in, but we've missed it so far. And just for today's purposes, looking at the trades, let's check and see. I know we haven't got filled in the Treasury bonds yet either, but keep those working because it's got a pretty good chance. Now, since we're talking about 382s and stuff like this, we're going to come over here, and you can see here we went above the 382 here in the S&P. You can see that now we've got an ABCD forming here, and that should take us up to this level right up here. With several hours to go, we could easily do this. But here again, let's take a look at this. Well, it's not going to be anywhere close to a 382, but we'll put the hourly up. Well, I shouldn't say that because here it is. I'll bet you that's probably it. Let's just check. There, oh my goodness, shut the front door and raise the rent. There's the low of the day. That's why it held. 43, we already rallied 16 points off that. Here again, we take this out. Be careful being long. That's pretty much it. Of course, the Dow Jones is rallying. Look at this. The Dow Jones just came back and making a 61%. Well, and I think it is. Let's just put this up here. And it's, well, that's probably because one or two stocks, but that's how the Dow works. Put that in right there, and we're almost there right now. Okay, so this is still strong. We have to pay pretty close attention to it as we're watching this here unfold here. I think we got to take a little break here to pay a few bills. Let me double check here to see what the old clock on the wall says. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds for both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, now here is the euro. You know that we've been quite bearish on the euro. We've been talking about that. Now today, you can see that we did complete a really nice ABCD pattern from a high we made the other day. Went a little bit lower. If you did the 1.27 expansion on this, it'll probably be absolutely spot on. We'll just double check it and see if that's the case. And we move to it and, well, misses it by a couple of ticks. Well, 3 ticks or 4 ticks. So there's the 382 rally back from the high right there. Now, it's taken 3 hours to make that retracement, folks. So that tells that is pretty good value for a 382 right in there. So if you were to sell that at this level right here, your stop would be above this level right here. The reasoning for the long-term bearishness is if you look at the long-term monthly, and folks, the number of times I look at a monthly chart is not very often. But we have a super trader in the presence, so he said, you better look at the monthly euro. And I said, oh my God, I was like Archimedes sitting in the bathtub. Eureka! And look at this, folks. We've got a downtrend going back to 2008. There was your March 2008 high in the euro when the S&P was making a major low, if you remember. Now we have this at a major high. Now you can see here's where we are. This is we had a few ABCDs in here, but in the last 10 years, we have not had a good A, B, C, D pattern like this. In 10 years, folks, this thing is a 4-year from 26, 22, 23, 24, 25. 3 years it's taken to complete this ABCD pattern. Look at this one here. This took 5 years to complete that ABCD pattern. This is monthly. And these patterns work on these long time. Look at the 3 drive to a top. Look at your 382 pullback. This is a very, very bearish chart, folks. It might not turn out to be that way, but that's the way that it looks like. If you look at this, you're on the weekly chart, you see some big swings in here. You can see the big ABCD, but even then, if you were to watch this, there's your AB, there's your CD right there. We hit that right on the money. You can see that 118.83. The high was 119.02. So it's been 17 pips of the exact high, and now we're only down just a couple weeks here. That's what we're looking at. You know, when we're looking at that daily or hourly chart, you know, this we did that quite a few. Well, you can see it. If you move it back here a little bit here, we did that a long time ago, way back there. There's where we hit it, 119, and here's where we are now. Fact is that the low today. Wow, we made a Gartley today. Shut the front door. Let's draw this one in. There's your ABCD leg right here. Do that one wrong a little bit. I didn't see that. I certainly saw the ABCD, but I didn't see the other part. And where did it stop? Just a little below the 618. This is why this is so important, folks. It's taken 3 hours Now, you'll notice with the stock market, it's rallied back faster than the others because, why? Well, guess what? It's more bullish than the euro. The euro's in a bear market. Stocks are still in a bull market. You can't deny that. There's no other way to look at it. Just looking at the S&P right now, I think we just hit the S&P. Oh, we went above the S&P 382. I can watch this go down to a 8-minute, and we'll see where we are here. Yep, there we are. We're still getting ready to make that ABCD right here. This is going to be, there's the key of the day here. Well, it's not the key of the day because that's open, high, lows, close, to buy, but is at 65. Wow, we've been up to, we got to 65. There's your ABCD. It hit 65. It's now down a little bit, but that's at the 50%. There's your 382, backed off, and so we'll see. The key to this, folks, in my opinion, the second highest volume for open interest in the stock indices is the S&P 500, okay? Then there's the Russell, okay? Then there's the NASDAQ, and the least, of course, is the Dow Jones. And that's because there's only 30 stocks in the Dow Jones. 20 of them are triple digits. They control the whole thing. So that's why we're paying close attention to it. I have a smile on someone was just send me a little happy face that look at the soybean meal now, folks. We're up here to 79. We bought it at 71, and here it is up here at 79. Color me happy. At least he's happy. Not involved in it, but I just wanted you folks to see it. That was a beautiful ABCD. In fact, it was on the daily, and it had so many things, that from high to low, measured right here. And look what's happening now. This is a really big move, and you'll be able to buy it again. Watch for a 382 pullback. Folks, look how powerful this is. This is more powerful. This took 1, 2, 3, 4 days. We've in just one day here, we've covered almost this distance already, and it's still trading. We got another half hour in that. So anyway, that's what we're paying attention to here. Hope that helps you as you're looking at some of these things. Remember, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you don't lose. And therein lies the key to just about everything that we do. I've covered just about everything that I wanted to cover here. We've got 2 minutes left, and I want to bring up a couple of stocks that people have asked me about, and one is Mr. Appel. Always ask about Appel. It's up here a little bit higher. There it is right there. Get the daily up, and I want the daily. There it is. That's what we want to see. Okay, there's the long-term chart, and you can see it did complete. Larry, get this out of the way here. There it is right here. Here's Apple. We did get up to, it measured to 260. That's this swing right here, 260. The old high back here was 258.86. And the high we made this week was 258.18 that we made on Monday. Here we are on Thursday. We have not made a new high from back here right before Christmas of 2025. It did not make a new high yet, but there's where it goes. So we can easily get there without any trouble taking out that high. And then we're going to find out, what it's really going to look like. Also, someone's asked to take a look at NVIDIA. I know it's busted through just about everything that I could see, but the news is, they're in the news so much that you can't stand in front of this stuff, folks. So let's get the weekly up on NVIDIA. And you can see here we did, and you can see we shattered those numbers. Let's just get it up here. Okay, there it is. Now it's still a 3 drive pattern. That was the old high, was 83. And you can see this week we've taken out that old high, and this high was 91. That was done, I'll bet you, today. Let's just check and see. There it is right there. There's your high at 91. We're looking at this on the long-term weekly. It's exceeded that, so we have to redo that ratio. We're going to do that right now, and we're going to see if it comes to 1.618. That would be something that you might want to think about, but draw it in right there, and 1.57. Boy, that's awfully close. This is basically 2 to 1. Here's 1.618. Let's see how close it is to the exact high. Put that in right there. Whoa, there it is. The 1.618 comes in at 93.80, and the high has been 91.05. So it's within $2 of the 1.618 expansion on this move as we're looking at it here, unfolding here today. So let's see if we have any time left for one other. I don't think so. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years, with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, I'm going to finish this fireside chat here. The key today is that the market, we're 2 hours to go. It's been rallying back. It could make new highs, means we're going to go up. And Friday in an up week, in an up week, in an up month, in an up year, in an up decade, we could go a whole lot higher. That's why my friend John Jameson has been writing the newsletter for the last 5 days. He sensed that was coming. I had to respect it, and I'm glad I did, because, we tried it from the short side. It looked like it was going to work. We ended up basically getting break even a long time ago. But the sad part is, folks, I did not go long, and I have a hard time chasing markets. I don't regret that. I'm not sorry for it. I don't have any remorse, because I see patterns on all different time frames. But the trouble is, sometimes I have a bias. The bias will help me sometimes. Other times it doesn't. So all I'm doing now is to figure out how much I'm going to have to risk it's not a question of if this market turns down, it's when this market turns down. The key today is if we close badly today, and it certainly doesn't look like, we could, but remember, who would have thought that Tesla opened $16 higher and is now $20 lower than the high. Okay, so that's why you have to pay attention to these things, because they are very, very volatile and they move around much, much faster than you might want to think during normal times. But those are things that I try to bring to you. It's mathematics, a little bit of hope and pray, and that's a lot of prayer, of course. Not too much hope. Hope's not a good trading word. Prayer certainly is, because you always want to stay focused on how much money you could lose, not how much money you can make. Therein lies the key, okay? And we will hope to see you next Friday when I do the live trading. I'm hoping Tom Hugard will be joining me, and we'll have some fun, because we'll be doing a seminar together in Los Angeles, a private seminar held by a bank, so you can't join it, so don't ask. I don't know much about it. I'm just showing up. All right, we'll see you all on the flip side tomorrow, folks, and may God bless.